You know that feeling, waking up and just needing a warm, flaky pastry? That buttery croissant, that perfectly glazed donut? It's one of life's simple pleasures. But have you ever actually stopped and asked yourself, why? Why do we crave those sweet things the second we get out of bed?
I mean, it seems a little backward, doesn't it? Starting your day with what is essentially dessert. You'd think our bodies would be asking for something else, but nope. That craving for a pastry can be surprisingly intense. Well, it turns out it's not just you, and it's definitely not about willpower.
The real reason behind that morning sweet tooth is hiding deep inside your own body. It's all about your biology, your hormones, and it's a pretty fascinating story that involves science, a little bit of history, and some pretty smart chemistry.
Okay, so let's get into the science of it, because that powerful urge for a pastry, it's not a personal weakness. It's actually a direct order coming from your body's own internal command center.
It all starts with something called the cortisol awakening response. Yeah, CAR for short. So within about 30 to 45 minutes of you waking up, your body unleashes this huge surge of the hormone cortisol. Now, I know cortisol gets a bad rap as the stress hormone, but in the morning, it's actually your friend. Its job is to scream, "Get up, we need energy for the day, and we need it now." And this sets off a pretty clear chain reaction. You wake up, the cortisol surges, and your body immediately starts looking for fuel. Your brain, wanting the absolute fastest energy source possible, sends out a top priority request for simple carbs. And what's a perfect example of a simple carb? You got it, the pastry.
But wait, there's another piece to this puzzle, your mood. Eating those carbs also helps your brain pump out more serotonin. That's the famous feel-good chemical. So that morning pastry isn't just about getting quick energy. It's also your brain trying to give itself a little boost to shake off that morning grogginess.
Okay, but satisfying that craving comes at a cost. We're about to hop on the glycemic roller coaster, and, well, it can be a really bumpy ride. So, to understand this, we need to talk about something called the glycemic index, or GI. Think of it like a speed rating for food. The higher the number, the faster that food's sugar hits your bloodstream, causing a really rapid spike in your blood sugar.
With high GI foods, you get that awesome initial rush of energy, but it's almost always followed by an equally dramatic crash. Your body kind of overreacts to the sugar spike, your blood sugar plummets, and suddenly you feel tired, cranky, and, what do you know, you're craving more sugar. Low GI foods, on the other hand, give you a much more stable, slow, and steady release of energy.
So, where do our breakfast favorites fall on this scale? Well, a donut is way up there with a GI of about 76. That's a textbook spike and crash situation. A croissant, interestingly, is a little better. It's still in the medium to high range, but all that butter, the fat, actually helps slow down the sugar absorption. And then something like a wholemeal pastry, that's down in the low GI category, giving you much more stable energy.
So that's the biology, but how on earth did this become such a massive cultural thing? Well, the story of the morning pastry isn't just about hormones, it's also about history, and it's a lot more recent than you might think.
You're not going to believe this, but for most of history, eating breakfast was actually seen as a sign of gluttony for anyone who wasn't a manual laborer. It wasn't until the Industrial Revolution that a morning meal became essential for everybody. And then, in the late 1800s, American hotels came up with the continental breakfast. It was pure genius. It was cheaper for them because they didn't have to cook eggs and bacon, and it appealed to European travelers who preferred a lighter start to their day. And just like that, the pastry and coffee breakfast was born.
And from that one commercial idea, the morning pastry just exploded all over the world, creating this incredible variety of deliciousness. You've got the crunchy, ricotta-filled sfogliatelli in Italy, the beautifully spiced cardamomo in Sweden, those amazing sweet and savory guava and cream cheese pastelitos in Cuba, and even the super sweet, syrupy Coke Sisters in South Africa. Almost every culture has its own amazing version.
But here in the modern world, whenever we're reaching for a pastry, we're faced with a choice. Because let's be honest, not all pastries are created equal. The difference between something handcrafted and something that came off a factory line is, well, it's huge.
And the difference really comes down to ingredients and process. An artisanal baker is using the good stuff, like high-fat European butter that makes for those incredible flaky layers. The mass-produced versions, they often use cheaper fats, artificial flavors, and a bunch of preservatives to make them last longer on the shelf. It's not just a difference you can taste, it's a totally different food, chemically speaking.
I love this quote from Carol Pastries. It says, "Choosing premium pastries involves purchasing an experience rather than merely a product." And that just nails it, right?
It's not just about eating something. It's about appreciating the craft, the quality, and the care that went into it.
Okay, so we know our bodies are hardwired to crave them in the morning. We also know they can send us on that blood sugar roller coaster. So what do? Well, the good news is the answer is not never eat a pastry again.
The secret isn't about cutting them out completely. It's all about being strategic. By simply pairing your pastry with the right things, you can dramatically slow down how fast that sugar hits your system. You can basically hack the system to avoid the spike and prevent the crash.
And here's how you do it. First, pair it with protein. Think some eggs or a side of Greek yogurt. Protein slows down digestion. Second, add fiber, like from a handful of berries. Fiber actually forms a sort of gel in your stomach that slows sugar absorption way down. And finally, remember what we said about that Artisan or Croissant? High-quality fat isn't your enemy here. It actually helps give you a better, more stable glycemic response.
So there you have it. That morning craving is a real biological signal. The pastry itself is a piece of living history. And now you have the secrets to enjoy it without the crash. So the only question is, knowing all of this, what are you going to have for breakfast tomorrow? Thanks for tuning in.
Today, we're diving into the simple, wonderful joy of a morning pastry. It's a beloved ritual, really, in countless forms all across the globe.
So what's really going on when we reach for that croissant in the morning?
Surprisingly, this whole pastry for breakfast thing, it's actually a pretty modern invention.
I mean, breakfast has changed so much. It went from a sin to an industrial necessity. And it was hotels that really made the pastry a breakfast staple for everybody.
So why do we crave them so intensely in the morning? Well, the answer isn't just taste. It's biology.
Think of it as your body's built-in alarm clock, getting you revved up for the day.
And this whole chain reaction, it makes you crave quick energy, just like a pastry.
Pastries can also be a sort of self-medication for your mood. There's real science behind that comfort.
So yeah, that pastry can literally boost the brain chemical that makes you feel calm.
But here's the thing, not all pastries are created equal. Let's compare the two big approaches.
You've got artisanal baking, which is all about craft, versus industrial, which is all about efficiency. All this hands-on work, it creates pastries with totally different flavors and textures.
And this quality difference, it has a real metabolic impact. Let's talk glycemic index. Basically, the higher the number, the faster your blood sugar spikes, and pastries are usually high GI.
And look at the difference here between these common breakfast choices. It's pretty big.
Yeah, a high GI breakfast can lead to that classic sugar spike and crash.
So do we have to give them up? Not at all. The key is what you eat with it. Adding things like protein, fiber, and healthy fats slows everything down for a much smoother energy release.
So, the humble pastry is a global ritual, a biological urge, and a real craft.
So the next time you have a pastry, what will you think about? The history, the biology, or the baker?